NASCAR Cup racing at Martinsville, a race I always look forward to. Nobody talk about the football match earlier in the comments. I don't want to hear it. Okay? Regardless of my trash mood and being pissed off and trying to think about why I live on this planet, I did enjoy the race today. It was a nice distraction for me while I was contemplating life. Genuinely. I hate Manchester City. I'm kidding, I don't. But they are cheaters with oil money. But you guys came here for a NASCAR race review, so that is what we're going to talk about. What an interesting race. The final race results tell absolutely nothing about this race. If I told you the top 5, you would be like, that's a pretty strong top 5. But you could argue that some of the guys there, you know, really shouldn't be there. I mean, 3rd, 4th, and 5th deserve to be higher than 1st and 2nd. But hey, that's not the point of a 400 lap race. Strategy plays a part in it. Cautions play a part in it. And it was just a very interesting race, honestly. Not spectacular. I would not say it was spectacular. It looked like track position still meant a lot. Martinsville, I think the thing about Martinsville is that the tire you bring matters more. Oh, well, my alarm is going off. I need to put Sky's rice in. I'll be right back. Okay, his rice and chicken is now cooking. Yes, I give my dog rice and chicken. He has a sensitive stomach. Okay, where was I? Well, the race itself wasn't like spectacular. I think it was a good short track race. I personally prefer the 400 lap marker, but that's just me. I prefer shorter races. So maybe you guys prefer the 500 miles more, but you know, it's just kind of, I've always felt like this. Like 500 laps at Bristol feels different than 500 laps at Martinsville. And it's just because, you know, even though they're both the same size, Bristol's just a lot faster. It feels faster. It's faster lap times by what, like 4 to 5 seconds. Makes a little bit of difference, you know, even though it's just probably like a few minutes in terms of race time. But I just prefer the 400 lap. The race felt very quick. I don't know about you guys, but like the race today for me felt quicker. I think it was around 2 hours and 45 minutes, somewhere around there was how long the race was, but it felt a little bit quicker than that. And I think that's really good. I think anywhere around the 2.5 hour mark is pretty ideal for a NASCAR race. So I thought the race length was good. I thought the racing was, again, solid. I think what I was saying before I had to go do Sky's chicken and rice is the tire. The tire that Goodyear and NASCAR decided to bring to Martinsville has always played a big factor, I think, in Martinsville races. I remember a lot of the drivers back in the day talking about the tire compound and what tire, you know, trying out new tires like Goodyear might bring in Martinsville completely changes the feel of Martinsville. It doesn't really matter what package you come with to Martinsville. I mean, when you bring something like the 2015 package, which was a super high spoiler and very little downforce, of course, Martinsville is going to feel like one of the worst races of all time. When you take something like we had today, which with that new short track package, I think it made a little bit of a difference, but Martinsville is Martinsville. I think the tire compound makes a little bit more of a difference. Track position did mean a lot, which was very interesting to me. I think that might just be because the fast guys, the fast cars, qualified up front. You didn't really have a lot of guys, you know, stuck in the back that were really fast, and there was one, to be fair, which I think we will talk about right now, the guy who dominated the first stage of this race, Ryan Preece, who led, I think it was the first 100 and something laps, 140 laps or something like that. Ryan Preece led all of them, qualified up front, was very fast in practice, was very fast in the race. This was SHR's best race by a country mile. It was not Kevin Harvick carrying them to trying to carry the torch. It was not that. All 4 of them ran really, really well. Ryan Preece, Chase Briscoe, Eric Almirola, and Kevin Harvick all ran extremely well. It was very clear, I think, that SHR had the best cars. They were the best team. Meanwhile, Hendrick Motorsports and Chevy, RCR struggled. Chevy struggled. I think Trackhouse Racing did pretty well with Ross Chastain and Daniel Suarez. Daniel Suarez was getting into some arguments with Eric Almirola. Eric Almirola that was then blaming the spotter of Daniel Suarez, which that's kind of crazy info. Like, your spotter tells you that it's actually the spotter of the driver you're arguing with that's making him drive like that. I've never heard that before. I'll be honest. I've never heard that. It's like, oh, it's half Daniel's fault. The other half is the spotter being a dummy. That's pretty funny. That, I mean, you're sure the Eric Almirola and Daniel Suarez off the track, they probably get along well, you know? probably good friends, probably, you know, good amigos, have some food together, some drinks together. And they're like, why are you racing me like a dummy? And to be fair, it's just short track racing. I think one hits one hits the other, and that's what I wanted to see. I think we saw a lot of really hard racing today. Side-by-side racing, dive bombs, hitting each other. I think it was, who was it? Todd Gillen absolutely destroying Ryan Blaney into a corner. I think it was Todd Gillen. It might have been someone else. But that was funny as well. Just a lot of really, really hard racing that I enjoyed. And that's what I enjoyed Martinsville for. It wasn't like a memorable Martinsville race, but it had really solid racing. I mean, I don't mean to beat the bush with this, but like, or beat the horse or whatever you want to, you know, beat whatever, you know, you could beat something else, but, you know, beat your thing. We're not gonna, okay, why am I thinking about this stuff? Jesus. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is, I've said this in basically all the videos, the racing to me is just not the problem, which it has been a problem for many years, but this season, I just don't, I sit down and I watch a race and I just don't have an issue with the racing product. I just don't. Like, I don't know about you guys. I personally do not have a problem with it. I think it's just solid NASCAR racing. The problem, and I'm not going to go into this again, it's just you need more storylines, you need more market. I mean, did you guys see how much Fox pushed Chase Elliott today? It's a very clear, you know, push from the production, from NASCAR, from Fox, from everyone involved. You know, they were checking on Chase Elliott at all times, like, oh, why is he struggling? I mean, Chase Elliott was getting the most TV time with 10 laps to go, while Logano and LARSON were battling for the lead, and then LARSON pulled away. I get it, but then after that, you know, Chase Elliott was getting the most TV time. I get it. Like, they, you know, they talked about him in stage one. They talked about him struggling. I don't know about you guys. I don't think I can remember a driver getting that much TV time and that much storyline while running in the 20s for the majority of the race. That's essentially what he was doing. Now, he did come back to finish 10th. We'll talk about it in the race results. But, you know, very clear indication that I think NASCAR and Fox also know. And that's what they need. They just need more just to promote their drivers. And Chase Elliott obviously is number one in that. But he ran really poorly today. I thought early on it was definitely because of his leg. But he didn't say that. He basically said the car just sucked. So we'll see how he does in the future races. That's a storyline that you can follow. Now you need other storylines, like you can follow Denny Hamlin, you can follow Kyle Larson, who's now a multiple race winner as well. It seems like he's having a much better season than last season and stuff like that. But then again, like, don't forget about guys like Ryan Preece. Don't forget about Chase Briscoe, Eric Almirola. I know those are all SHR drivers, but they all were very, very good today. And they had a great opportunity here that kind of just got kind of screwed. Ryan Preece got a speeding penalty, which he never recovered from, which was a little bit surprising. That's what I mean. He was so quick. Ryan Preece was so quick early in the race, had the clean air, was really, really good. And I know Martinsville. I've seen it my whole life. Martinsville, there's always comers and goers. You could be fast the first 200 laps, and then by lap 350, you're absolute junk. You can be great one run. You could be absolute junk the next run. You could be the fastest thing since sliced bread the final run. I've seen it all. It's Martinsville is Martinsville. But for Ryan Preece, nothing really changed. He just lost his track position, but he just could not come back. And that was a little bit disappointing, honestly, for Preece. I thought maybe he would be able to, but then the strategy messed everything up as well. Late in the race with cautions, people staying out, people taking two tires. You had to catch the cautions at the right time. Joey Logano was running in the 20s all day, and he was, I think on the live stream, I told you guys he was my pick. If I had to pick one guy, I thought it would be Joey Logano. He finished second, so I was close, but he ran horribly. I mean, he was awful, just like Chase Elliott. They were both two of the best drivers you can get at Martinsville, two of the favorites you would pick at Martinsville. Chase Elliott and Joey Logano. Obviously, Chase Elliott had an injury first race back. You can kind of disregard that. But Logano, I thought he would be really good today. But just like, I think it was just like Phoenix. Phoenix, he really struggled. Here, he really struggled, which is a little bit surprising. I think the Penske program there has been struggling. Ryan Blaney finished in 7th. But he struggled today. He was beating and banging out there in the middle of the pack. And Blaney, I think, so far has had a very disappointing season. But your leader taking two tires on the final stop, Kyle Larson, ends up winning by 4 seconds. I mean, he was never really that quick the whole race. I told you, Hendrick, Chevy, they all sucked. And then Larson gets two tires and off he goes. It's like, where did that come from? Track position's a part of it, but also the two tires, and it just worked with his car. And he just shot right off. I guess we can go to the race results. You see the top 10. Larson, Logano, Truex, Hamlin, Briscoe, Almirola, Blaney, Stenhouse, Wallace, and Chase Elliott in the top 10. Just a lot of storylines here. I mean, everyone here kind of has a story. Truex was, I think, really good. Truex and Denny Hamlin, like it was Ford and SHR, I think. Well, not Penske. SHR. Stewart-Haas Racing were really, really good. And then I would put the Toyotas behind them with Truex and Denny Hamlin. I think they were very good. And then everyone else was kind of falling right behind. But yet, the top two is Hendrick and Penske, the guys that struggled. The main Hendrick guy that did well was Alex Bowman. He was the main guy that was fast today. And he finished in 11th. He didn't even get the result. But again, strategies, caution, stuff like that. He didn't get the result he wanted. So, weird race. Like, the results don't tell the story of this race. Very, very weird race. And I think that I've said that a few times this season. So, very, very interesting how much track position really meant. Chase Briscoe, I think, did extremely well. He finished in 5th. Eric Almirola, again, and so Eric Almirola just pops up in these random races. And he's like, I'm going to decide to be good today. So, Eric Almirola with a 6th place. I don't rate him. Like, I just feel like, whatever. But all of SHR is really struggling. Eric Almirola is an average driver. There's nothing wrong with him, but there's nothing great about him. He's just an average driver that Smithfield Foods absolutely loves and will sponsor him to the endless earth. And that is why he's at SHR. It is what it is. You know, we move on. Ryan Blaney finishes in 7th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. had a solid finish in 8th. Bubba Wallace was actually towards the front due to strategy and everything again, but he fell back to 9th. Chase Elliott comes home in 10th, and I guess we could talk about Chase Elliott. He did get a lot of TV coverage, but Chase Elliott sucked the whole day, and then on the final run, just like Martinsville does, on the final run, his car came alive. He was able to make 6-7 passes, I think, and get up to the top 10, but I think you won't see the best Chase Elliott for maybe a little bit. You need to get back into the rhythm of things, and then we'll see how he does. To be fair, most of Hendrick Motorsports, I just can't believe Hendrick Motorsports really did not do well today, and LARSON still wins. It's pretty crazy. 11th through 20th is Alex Bowman, Austin Dillon, Ross Chastain. Ross Chastain was really good today. He didn't get the finish he deserved. Ryan Preece did not get the finish he deserved. Daniel Suarez in 17th did not get the finish he deserved. And Kevin Harvick in 20th did not get the finish he deserved. You know, his SHR teammates, I know Ryan Preece finished in 15th, but you have Briscoe and you have Almirola in the top 10. But Kevin Harvick had some really, really, really bad luck on the final stop with a flat tire that he had to come back down pit road for. I think it was the right front tire that went flat. He had to come back down pit road, and he lost all his track position on the final pit stop. So, didn't deserve to finish 20th. Deserves to most likely finish top 5. Didn't get it. Really, really tough break for him. But he had a good day. Daniel Suarez had a good day, but Daniel Suarez got kind of roughed up in the strategy and everything as well. Put him back into 17th. And then 21st through 30th, actually, you have some fast guys here. Look at 21st through 24th. You have Kyle Busch, Reddick, Byron, and Brad Keselowski. And those guys, Kyle Busch and William Byron, really struggled a lot throughout the day. So did Tyler Reddick. None of these guys really were able to get going today. Todd Gilliland, Corey LaJoie, AJ Allmendinger, Justin Haley, Harrison Burton, and Noah Gragson round out the top 30. And yeah, and I guess, you know, Eric Jones, Ty Dillon, Cindric, Zane Smith, Anthony Alfredo, and JJ Yaley round out the top 36. Just shout out to Zane Smith in the 51 because he was filling in for, well, I mean, he's probably going to be in that ride for a while now, so we'll just leave it at that. Next week, guys, will be Talladega. I will not have a race review for that. On Wednesday, I will be leaving for London, and I will be returning sometime early next week. So yeah, not this week, early next week, but on Wednesday this week, I am leaving for London. But don't worry, I have videos pre-recorded. I'll make sure that probably every day other than Sunday, I will probably upload, or I will have a video ready to go and upload, but there will be no live streams this week as I prepare to go to London, and there will be no race review. I just don't see myself watching NASCAR in London. I will be sightseeing and touring and stuff like that, so I'm just not going to be able to make a race review, as I will just not be watching the race. I could probably hop on here, look at the results, and probably say something, but no, I will not be watching the race next Sunday, and that sucks because it's Talladega. I want to watch Talladega. I want to review Talladega, but I'm not going to be able to do it, unfortunately. So hopefully you guys enjoy. And yeah, the rest of the videos you see starting tomorrow I think all of them are basically pre-recorded. So I've worked really hard over the last 2 weeks to get as many videos out to you guys or have the videos ready for you, so that way I don't upload for 7 days. I'm going to continue to upload. So guys, thank you for supporting. I didn't give a shout out to the Patreon members early in the video, so I want to give a shout out to all the Patreon members as always. Thank you for your support. Huge support. You guys are the reason. Subscribers, people who watch, you guys are the reason why I'm even able to take a trip like this to London to go to the Arsenal game. Really sucked we didn't get the result today. We're probably, not looking likely for the title, but it's been a fantastic season, and I want to go to the Emirates. It's my one and only trip. I don't expect to go back to London anytime soon, so I'm gonna hopefully have a great time there, and hopefully you guys have a great week. Enjoy Talladega week on iRacing. I'm really annoyed I'm not gonna be here for that either. That really frustrates me that I'm missing Talladega week, but I will miss that as well. So take care of yourselves, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day, and you'll see the pre-recorded videos, but I will see you guys again live when I'm back from London in a week and a half or something like that. I'll see you guys then. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend, and have a great week. Peace out.